Hey Dynamos, Coach Espy with Dynamite Sports Speed Academy and DynamiteSportsSpeed.com coming at you with a video on arming yourself for speed. I want to talk about the proper arm action, especially when you need to generate a lot of explosive power into your acceleration phase when you're coming out of a stationary athletic stance, or it could be a split, staggered stance. So let's go right into it. I want to start talking about the hands. It's very important that you keep your hands relaxed. Some athletes like to keep their hands open. Other athletes like to keep their hands semi-closed. Whichever one you prefer, the key is to keep the hands relaxed. You want to avoid developing a lot of tension and tightness, especially clenching the fists, which is going to create a lot of tension going up the arm into the shoulders, and it's going to slow down your arm action, which in return is going to slow down your leg action and leg speed. So to start off with, keep the hands relaxed. Moving further up the arm, let's talk about the wrist joint. It's very important that you maintain a stable wrist angle over here at this joint. Okay? And what I mean by that is you want to avoid this kind of choppy motion around the wrist joint, almost like karate chops. A lot of times you'll see young kids moving their legs really fast, and they got a lot of karate chops going on, but they're not really going anywhere really fast because they're not generating a lot of explosive power and a lot of explosive speed. So you want to maintain a stable angle at the wrist joint. Moving further up the arm, let's talk about the elbows. Sometimes you'll see karate chops going on, but instead of the action around the wrist, you'll see the action happening around the elbow joint, where you'll see this. Again, the arms are fluttering really fast, a lot of karate chops going on, but you're not generating a lot of explosive power with the arms to assist the legs. So where you do want the rotation happening, moving further up the arm, is around the shoulder joint. So you want rotation happening around the shoulder joint, and for the most part, the angle around the elbow is going to stay at about 90 degrees, except during that explosive acceleration phase when you're coming out of a stationary position. What we cue our athletes to do when they're coming out of a stationary position, whether again it's that athletic stance or a split staggered stance, is to throw the arms back aggressively and violently. Okay, be explosive with the arms. And if you look at that angle at my elbow joint, it has really opened up. It's not 90 degrees. My arm is almost completely straightened out. And that's okay to do during those first 2 or 3 steps, because again, you want to be aggressive and violent with the arms, which the more aggressive you are with throwing the arms back, the more that's going to propel your body forward. It's going to generate a lot of acceleration speed. Once you get past those 2 or 3 steps, now you're more into your stride, your torso is more upright. Now the angle at the elbow is pretty much 90 degrees. Okay, so it's 90 degrees on the backswing and about 80 to 90 degrees on the front swing. And then just one last thing to avoid with the arms, which you'll see sometimes athletes doing, is picture an imaginary line cutting your body into left and right. You want to avoid your arms crossing over that midline because it creates a lot of rotation in the trunk, which is going to slow you down. So you want to keep the arms moving alongside your body in what we call the sagittal plane. So just as a quick review, you want to keep the hands relaxed. You want to avoid any motion around the wrist joint. You want to avoid any kind of karate chopping around the elbow joint. You want rotation around the shoulder joint, and especially when you need to generate a lot of explosive acceleration power, you want to throw the arms back aggressively and violently during those first 2 or 3 steps. And then once you get into your stride, you want to maintain about a 90-degree angle at the elbows, still rotating around the shoulder joint and still being aggressive with the arms. And you want to avoid the hands and the arms crossing that midline. There you have it. Arming yourself for speed. Coach Espy signing off. Have a dynamite day.